Welcome to the hand of God.
We walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7. This one verse is a foundation for victorious living. It teaches us that the Christian journey is not ruled by what is visible, but by what is believed. Sight is limited, it only shows the present moment. But faith connects you to God's eternal truth. What you see can change overnight, but what God has spoken over your life remains unshakable forever. There are moments in life when what you see looks stronger than what you believe. You pray for breakthrough, but you see delay. You trust God for healing, but you still feel pain. You believe for restoration, but you see brokenness. And in those moments, your eyes begin to argue with your faith. But faith was never designed to agree with sight. Faith was designed to override sight. There will be seasons when your life looks like the opposite of your prayers. You may be doing everything right, praying, fasting, believing, and still nothing seems to move. That is the moment when many people give up. But that is also the moment where real faith is born. Because faith is not proven when everything is working. Faith is proven when nothing is working, but you still believe. The Bible says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Hebrews 11 verse 1. This means faith is not based on what you can touch or see. It is based on what God has said. Faith is confidence in God's character when circumstances are confusing. Sometimes God allows you to walk through situations that do not make sense so that you learn to trust Him beyond logic. If everything always made sense, you would never need faith. Fear always enters through what you see. You see a bill and fear rises. You see a medical report and anxiety increases. You see doors closing and discouragement grows. Fear uses sight as its language. But faith speaks a different language. Faith says, "Even though I see this, I still trust God." Faith is not denial of reality. Faith is confidence that God is greater than reality. The Bible says, "Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Joshua 1 verse 9. This means you are never alone in what you are facing. Even when you feel abandoned, God is present. Even when you feel stuck, God is working. Even when you feel weak, God is strengthening you. When you plant a seed in the ground, at first you see nothing, just soil. If you judge it by sight, you will think nothing is happening. But underneath the soil, something powerful is taking place. Roots are forming. Growth is happening. Life is developing. This is how God works in your life. Just because you cannot see progress does not mean God is not working. Just because it is silent does not mean it is empty. Silence is often the space where God builds strength in you. Delay is not denial. Silence is not absence. Struggle is not rejection. Pressure is not punishment. Sometimes God is not stopping what you want. He is preparing you for what you prayed for. The Bible says, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." Exodus 14 verse 14. This means not every battle is yours to fight. Some battles are God's responsibility. Your job is not to panic. It is to trust. God often works in ways you cannot trace. You may be crying, but God is building. You may be waiting, but God is aligning. You may be confused, but God is organizing. The Bible says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him." Romans 8 verse 28. Not some things, not easy things. All things, even mistakes, even delays, even heartbreak, even disappointment. God is able to turn it into purpose. There will be days when what you see will try to break your spirit. You may see rejection and feel unwanted. You may see failure and feel worthless. You may see delay and feel forgotten. But that is when faith must rise louder than sight. Say, "God is not finished with me. This is not the end of my story. What I see is temporary. What God said is permanent." Because your life is not defined by what is happening now. It is defined by what God has declared. Faith is not always clarity. Sometimes faith is walking without full understanding. Abraham left his land without knowing the destination. Noah built the ark without seeing rain. David was anointed king while still a shepherd. None of them walked by sight, but they walked by faith. And in the end, God proved faithful. So today, do not let your eyes define your faith. What you see is temporary, but what God has spoken is eternal. Your situation may look fixed, but God is still working. Your delay may look permanent, but God is still writing your story. The Bible says, "We walk by faith, not by sight." 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7. The Bible says, "Be strong and courageous. The Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Joshua 1 verse 9. The Bible says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good." Romans 8 verse 28.